Hi, I'm Trooper Smacka.
Hi, I'm Trooper Wellman,
Please stay tuned for a behind-the-scenes look at being a state trooper.
and together we can make a difference.
Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios. We have Trooper Wellman here for another edition of Trooper Talk. All right, last time you were here, the numbers were going down. If I remember correctly, they were on a downtrend.
Yes.
And so now, I mean, 2% is, better than 3%, but 2% is still,
Correct.
And so, as we can see here, it's not just Clark County.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, we went from like 144 to 187.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that number from
last time.
May to June. So this
Yeah.
is the end of June. We're at 187
Yeah.
statewide.
Yeah.
It's 187 lives lost. Like, that's a big number, even though we're only up 2% from last year. We shouldn't be up any percent because then that means no lives were lost. So, or we should be down, I guess.
Right.
I don't even know.
187 people are dead. Dead. Like,
Never
you know what I
come
mean?
back.
Like dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so,
That
It's-
little
it's-
girl, like I told you, is
right.
one of them. And it's just like, I can put faces to the people. I can put some backstory to some of the individuals. And it's like, it's just devastating. It's seeing is believing, And like, when I see it, it's just like,
and you never come back.
you never come back.
And so I think that's one of the things that we always want to impress upon people that are watching the Trooper Talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, like, you're a real person. You know what I mean? You have a family. You go and do things. You know what I mean? You're not always a trooper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you cannot continue to see these type of things. And so the only way for you not to be able to see them is for people to stop doing these things so that they don't put you into a position to see them. Sometimes there's a tragedy of an accident, like we had for, on the freeway, like with Detective Terry, something that just happens, right? But these type of things is totally different. This is the choice that these people are making to get on a road and to get behind the wheel, and they are killing people, and they are dead.
Prime example, that guy that cut my family off this weekend, and I just kept thinking about it, and I'm still thinking about it because I could have been one of those numbers. My loved ones could have been one of those numbers, and it's just like, for what? It's so frustrating. It makes me so angry and upset because of the way he was driving. He is probably impaired. Or, like I said, he's in some sort of distress. Maybe he had a bad day. But regardless, don't get on the roadway. Seek help. Call 911. There's medical professionals out there that will come and help you. Don't put others in danger. It's so selfish.
So selfish.
I don't mean to say that word, but it is. Because I just felt angry that he almost took my loved ones' lives. Or myself.
Yeah.
For what?
All you needed to do was jerk the wheel a little bit, and that was it.
If I didn't see him coming, who knows? Like, if I wouldn't have slowed down or I wouldn't have been ready to react, just who knows? And it just makes me angry.
Makes me angry too.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the number, but do you know it? They have the new hotline now.
I think it was it 811? It's the new suicide line.
Right.
I will get that for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
all right. So we'll have to. I want to put that on the screen too. I want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is that new number that people can call and all that type of stuff. If they you can't call when you're going 120 miles an hour, but we need to
Absolutely.
we'll get that to flash up there. Utah Highway Patrol stops driver twice within minutes for speeding over 100.
How interesting, because it's just like the North Las Vegas one.
Yeah, and so the thing is that you have to have some discretion as an officer.
Correct.
When and so you have the people. Oh, just pull these people over, take them all to jail. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That there has to be some reasonable discretion. That you go up and you talk to someone, and it's, listen, I'm really sorry, and you know what I mean. Like, and then, that's within your boundaries as an officer.
Absolutely.
Right. And so, but the difference is that things like this really upset me because somebody is taking your good heart for granted. And so it's one thing to do it, and it's another thing to do it and to just be disrespectful. And so the disrespectful part of your job, where you're putting your life on the line for us every day, is the very upsetting part about things like this.
Majority of times, it's not us. It's the choice that they made, right? We're there to enforce the law. It's not personal. It's the choice you made that I have to now take action. So if you were issued a citation as a courtesy instead of going to jail, and then you don't want to take that courtesy, and then you want to travel at our speed that fast, I mean, now you're forcing us to take action. You're putting us in that situation. You're putting yourself in that situation. And again, personal responsibility. So if you're mad at anyone, be mad at yourself. I'm not doing anything. I didn't tell you to go that fast. If anything, I told you to slow down and, issued you a citation. So very simple choice.
And let's face it, that these people over 100 miles an hour, it's not like the speed limit is 65 and the person's doing 85 and you're like, okay, listen, it's totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know what the maximum speed limit is in Nevada, but I've seen 70.
I've never seen higher than 70. But
okay, so I mean, you know what I mean? Like 70 is.
Yeah.
So these people, right? These people are going fast, and who knows? This wasn't the person with you. Let's hope it was.
You never know.
Thank you to Las Vegas Aces for honoring community heroes. So we love the Las Vegas Aces. We really have found that they do a tremendous amount for the community.
A lot.
And so one of the days we're going to get one of them to come on here. But for now, it's a matter of showcasing them. We know you do a lot with the Las Vegas Aces. Again, community partners that you have step up to the plate in so many different ways, right?
Absolutely. This position and this career gives me the ability to reach out to our communities and establish relationships with our community partners, as well as our community in general, like the people that make up of our communities. The people that we serve and protect, we are the community. And that's why I think it's so important to make these relationships and always make everything bigger and better. And so the Las Vegas Aces had reached out and they wanted to do a Heroes of the House night. And I assisted them with getting first responders from every agency in town and military branch to come on out. They gave us discounted tickets to pack the house. They honored quite a few on the court during one of the timeouts. They let them play some games on the court. We had a meet and greet with some of the players. I mean, it was amazing. It was just great to be a part of, and it was just like full of good energy and everybody coming together. And like you said, they do a lot for our community, and so this was a way of me almost saying thank you, us as first responders saying thank you to them as well, because sometimes those relationships aren't always there, especially in certain like different states and that. And I think this is a prime example of showing our community that in Las Vegas we are close. When Route 91 happened, really what rebuilt our city was not only our community, but the Vegas Golden Knights. They were having an amazing season, and they brought the community back. Everybody was coming out to the games. Everybody wasn't so scared to be out on the strip anymore, and we were just uplifting each other through that team, if you remember, and it was super powerful. We even put stickers on the hood of our patrol cars and posted up out front just to show our support for them, and it was such a beautiful thing. And the Las Vegas Aces are number 1 right now in the WNBA, and they have a chance to win the championship, and they could be our first professional sports team here to bring home a championship. So we just wanted to show our support, and we appreciated them showing their support to us. So it's really cool to be a part of, and I look forward to our future memories with them.
Yeah. Sergeant Parachek had the front of his hood painted with the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that was an opportunity for him and Sergeant Smacka to get out there, and they were in it with the crowd. As highway, sometimes we don't get that because we're on the highways. So that was an amazing opportunity for them just to be a part of the community. And again, everybody was just uplifted with the love and joy and support of cheering on this team, and the team really embracing the community. They had so many special nights in honor of our first responders because of Route 91, as well as just people a part of the community that stepped up. And I mean, if you look back, it was again the beauty and the tragedy. That was one of those moments, right?
The beauty and the tragedy, and that's why we want to showcase them. We want to tell everybody to go get tickets from them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know, whatever you can do to support them. A fantastic organization.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? Now, this is another one I see. Unregistered vehicles are flying under the radar. And so I always see the people that don't have the license plates and this and you know what I mean and all this type of stuff. But here's the thing. An unregistered person that's not driving probably doesn't have insurance.
Probably.
And so when they don't have insurance and there's a crash, there's a big problem.
Yes.
You know, when there's a problem, then these people are the ones that are running. And so this creates road rage. You know what I mean? And all these things. And so, there's not really much we can do as civilians. You know what I mean? You can't. There's a guy that's driving down the road right now that doesn't have a license plate. I mean, you can't do that. But, I just wanted to bring it up, to the fact that I think you have 90 days.
So here's the thing. If you cannot afford to register your car, then you shouldn't be driving your car right now. There are many exceptions that you can, or alternatives that you can do in the meantime if you're trying to come up with the funds to register your vehicle, such as if you go on the website, they have 30-day permits, 90-day permits that you can purchase for your vehicle. For a while there, because of COVID, the DMV was so backed up that people weren't able to register their vehicles. But if you go on the website and make an appointment and keep that appointment in your vehicle, if you get stopped for an unregistered vehicle. The only reason I say this is because so many people call me all the time and they're like, my appointment's not for 2 weeks and my car's unregistered.
I want to hear about
Like,
this.
for example, Teslas. You can't actually register a Tesla online for the first time. You have to go in person and do it. There's certain cars that have different exceptions. Sometimes you can't just go get a smog check and register it there. So with all these different exceptions, something that we've kind of adapted to, and I'm not saying every agency does this, but I know that with Highway Patrol, something we were doing was if they had their appointment scheduled for that vehicle and they had current insurance on the vehicle and a valid license, we would basically be like, okay, I see that you have your appointment scheduled.
You're trying.
Yeah, because, COVID, everything shut down and everybody got backed up and everybody's doing their best to catch back up. And so we understand that, right? We're living it too. And so, but make sure you do your part on your end. So make sure you have current insurance and you have your appointment booked, or get your temporary moving permit, or go online and get your temporary 90-day moving permit while you need some time. But always keep your car insured, because like you said, it's just not fair, because if you were to get in a crash and you weren't at fault, you hope that that individual has insurance because it wasn't your fault that the crash occurred. It's theirs, and you work hard, and it's not fair to you to have to come out of pocket to pay your deductible to cover the damages to your vehicle because of the actions of another. So,
and I like the fact that if you're doing your part, like the person has to do their part, make the appointment, or get these things, you know what I mean? Like, we're all humans.
Yeah.
And so I it comes down to, again, talking with someone, having a nice conversation, you know what I mean? That you're there to help people.
Yes.
It's not that you're not there to ruin somebody's life.
Right.
And so I think that that's what too many people see, that badge, and they go, oh, they're just trying to ruin my day. And it's like, no, they're there to have a conversation with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and I think that that's very important.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Getting the right equipment.
So anytime you are riding a motorcycle or even a moped, make sure you have a proper helmet. What he's pointing at is the DOT sticker. When you get a helmet for a motorcycle, make sure you have the, I guess it's DOT. I thought there was another acronym for it. It's been so long since I talked about this, but there's an actual sticker on the helmets that will show you that it's certified and that it's extra protection. It's been tested to protect you when riding a motorcycle. If your motorcycle helmet does not have that sticker, then it hasn't been double checked and it's not as good quality as the helmet with the sticker.
And in the state of Nevada, a helmet is required?
Absolutely, with your motorcycle.
with
Yes.
your motorcycle. And when it comes to, it's funny, as I was watching the news the other day, and there was a lady who tried to get on the freeway with her wheelchair, the electric wheelchair, right? And so you cannot take that on the freeway, right? You can't take a moped. You can't. Now they have great bike lanes that travel along the freeway that are separated, right?
Yeah, that's like a rural highway though.
Right.
When you have access to a sidewalk area like surface streets, you cannot be on our highway. So you can't even walk on the highways here. You can't be a pedestrian on the highway. We get called to you and we have to escort you off the highway. So like a wheelchair, a bike, anything like that, no. Because you have other means to where you can safely get to your destination. I wish I could tell you an example, but basically like a surface street where there's like sidewalks present for a pedestrian to walk. They have to walk. They have to use the sidewalk. They cannot use the highway.
Right, and that's why I wanted to bring that out. That people, they have to have a registered motor vehicle to be on the highway, right? And so we don't want people getting on the highway with something that's not safe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if you drive the motorcycles, don't drive like a lunatic. You know what I'm
Please.
saying? We talk about that all the time. You know what I mean? It's got to be hard. Listen, I've never driven a motorcycle. You have. You know what I'm saying? And I drive my car, and yes, it's fast and the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. Like, if you're like this and you get behind the wheel and you drive fast, and all of a sudden and you're like, but you feel like you're sort of safe, right? Because you have this body around you.
Yeah.
Right?
Protection.
I don't know. I mean, going 100 miles an hour or something on this thing that is like you have nothing. I don't know.
There's
like
one rock in the road, one pothole.
I get scared thinking that one tire can go out.
So I actually saw yesterday on my way to the Aces game. I was driving in my personal vehicle, and there was a Henderson motorcycle cop, and he was in the left lane, and a car. I think she turned on her turn signal, but she obviously did not look for a good minute. Like, she just looked and went to go over, and then he popped in her blind spot right there, and she jerked back, and she was like, she almost had a heart attack because probably scared the crap out of her. But the motorcycle cop reacted really nice, swerved over, came back, and I was like, oh, he's going to pull her over. But he didn't. But he looked at her, and I was just like, because it was this close. Like, it was so scary. And, like, she just did not see him because, remember, they're not as visible. So you got to make sure you're really looking before you make those lane changes, especially for our motorcycle riders. And if you're on surface streets for our bicyclists, same thing,
Bicycles, right.
So, yeah, I was like, it was like watching Final Destination for 2 seconds.
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Full attention. Slow down.
Buckling up can reduce the risk of getting seriously injured or dying in a crash by 50%. Now, we won't go into specifics, but in the past year, there have been high-profile and non-high-profile cases where people have been ejected from a moving vehicle because of a crash.
Yes.
And you have had to go out and look at a person who is dead. And the reason, not saying the reason for their death, but possibility that maybe the death could have been prevented if someone did this.
Absolutely. I wish I could give you a number, or I wish I could tell you for certainty, but my gut always tells me that when I go on these scenes, like, the damage on that vehicle wasn't that intense. If they would have buckled up, it would have prevented the ejection, which probably would have saved their life. And so it's very simple. Just click it, reach over, put your seatbelt on. Because they really do save lives. Not to sound cliche, but they do.
Yeah, and so, it's not comfortable. This thing across your chest, it's not comfortable at all. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is that could potentially save your life.
Yeah.
And so, I think that people don't realize that it's not you, that you're doing that because of another person who could run into you.
Exactly. Like when you say to your loved ones or friends when they leave, and you say, like, drive safe, yes, you want them to drive safe, but you trust that they're going to drive safe. It's not them you're worried about. It's everyone else. So please be careful. Like, text me when you get home. I need to know you made it okay.
Yeah.
Because it's everyone else you're worried about, not them.
It's everyone else, and that's what we have to pay attention to. It's a true woman, so thank you. We appreciate you, and we appreciate what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? So again, we just passed episode 53.
Yeah.
And so it's been 1 year.
It's crazy.
And so, so it's with everybody's help. You know what I mean? From now Lieutenant Stunkel, right?
Yeah.
Assume maybe then you're going to be a sergeant and a lieutenant, or you never know.
Never know.
The important thing is that we have commitment, and that these people that are watching us really are paying attention, and that we're doing great things. So thank you again. We appreciate it, and we'll say goodbye to everybody. All right, see you later.